What's going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with another video. Today we are going to be talking about the upcoming United States presidential election and what that might mean or might not mean for precious metals. So let's get into it. Okay, guys. So as you can see here, I've got all the metals. I've even got some fiat. And today I'm going to talk about the upcoming presidential election. Now, I first want to say that I am not a political channel, and I don't intend in this video to press my political beliefs on you all. That's not my goal. That's not my job. That's not what I'm about. So I just want to kind of talk about the upcoming election because I think it's important. And I think it may have an impact on precious metals, but I don't think you should worry too much about it. And I'll explain why. So everyone knows that there is two candidates. Well, there's more than two, but realistically, there's two candidates running for president. I'm not going to name names, but you probably know who they are. And also, for my international viewers, this somewhat might apply to you as well. Now, what I want to talk about today is what will happen to precious metals depending on which presidential candidate wins the election. And my answer? In my opinion, I don't think it really matters. And I'll tell you why, okay? No matter who's been president, Republican, Democrat, whoever, this stuff has continued to lose value, and no one has been proven to be able to either stop inflation or cause inflation to go backwards and cause a deflation, right? No one has been able to do that, at least not for any extended period of time that actually makes a real impact on precious metals. So whoever wins the election, this will continue to lose value. Next year, this $100 will be worth $98 in buying power. It'll still say 100 on it, but it'll be worth 98. And it doesn't really matter who wins, in my opinion. Now, some of you might have an idea on where the economy as a whole might go if one candidate wins or the other candidate wins. And I get that. But remember, that's speculation, right? You probably, if you're in America, and if you're in a foreign nation and you have elections, the rule kind of applies. If you live under a dictatorship, which I don't even know if YouTube's available in those types of countries, it might be different. But if you live in a country where you have fair elections and things like that, the same rule applies, okay? You never really know what a candidate is capable of until you give them the opportunity to act in office. And they might go one way and they might go the other way. They might go the way you thought. They might go the way that you weren't thinking. And so it's all unpredictable, right? And the reason we stack these things is some people do it for prepping. And some people might have prepping on the back of their mind, but really they're collectors. Maybe they're just want to store wealth, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, it is a good thing to have for prepping. Prepping for an economic collapse, which can happen under any government leader. It doesn't matter what side. It doesn't matter where they're from. Nothing. It can happen. War can happen. All kinds of different things can happen that can impact your life, the way you're living, and even this stuff. So I just kind of wanted to make a video talking about why I think it's important to get involved with your local elections, whether you're in the United States, whether you're international. I think it is important to get involved with the elections and do your part and vote. as a citizen of your country. But at the same time, I wouldn't put too much weight on the election to dictate where you think the prices of precious metals will go, because they've continued to go up, and we've had different candidates over the years, and none of them really seem to be able to, cause deflation to occur on a rapid basis or a high basis, or cause, precious metals to go down in value. No one has really hurt the precious metals value. The idea is, if the end of the world happens, or the economic collapse happens, or, SHTF and all that stuff, if that happens, the idea is these will increase in value substantially. And I get that, but at the same time, we don't really want that. This is just in case, sort of. I mean, it is a good store of wealth if you're bad at savings and things like that. It's also fun to do. It's a fun form of investing rather than just seeing a number on a screen with stocks and stuff like that. This is a lot more fun. But we don't really want the economy to come crashing down. So because we don't want that, we shouldn't just let elections and things like that dictate our buying and where we're putting our money and things like that. Buy with the mindset of storing wealth, number one. Protecting yourself, insurance and things like that. Number two, in case an economic collapse happens, which can happen under either side of the fence. In America, it's two sides. I don't know how it works in all the other countries. And then just number three would be the hopes of potentially profiting from your investment, right? So you store wealth, you make money, and you lock it away in this sort of physical savings account. You protect yourself with insurance, and then your third should be making money. Making money should never really be your first option with precious metals, unless you're like a dealer or something. And then it's your job. So that makes sense. But as far as just buying as a consumer, making money should never be your first option. So I just kind of want to talk about that. It doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on. The election, they always talk about, it's going to affect the price of precious metals. It's going to affect the price of guns. Other things that could potentially be altered based upon which candidate has won. In my opinion, and according to history, wars, Great Depressions, Great Recessions, they don't really have a political tie, right? Most of us are old enough to somewhat remember the 2008 Great Recession. That was basically started and happened around an election year. And each side wants to blame the other side, the one that was leaving and the one that was coming in. They want to blame each other. In my opinion, I probably would just blame both, right? One started it and one couldn't fix it, right? So because one couldn't fix it and one started it, both are to blame, and both failed, and neither of them were able to, do anything really good. I mean, it eventually got really good for a while before this year. I'm not pointing at anyone for that, but it did get good for a while before this year. And so some candidates have that ability to make economies kind of boom and grow and become great. A key example, I guess, without getting political, would be back when I was a younger sort of child, there was a candidate who was in office, who I will not name because I'm not a political channel, but he was able to get the debt clock to stop, and he had the budget balanced. And he was on the side of the fence that I don't typically go on. So realistically, you know, there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of news, there's a lot of people talking about a lot of things. At the end of the day, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, and just see where things play out, you know? Don't go to your local coin shop if you're afraid your candidate's not going to win and the other candidate's just going to mess everything up, and just dump all your money on precious metals when the price of silver's $40, the price of gold's $2,000, and everything like that. It's just not smart, and you probably shouldn't do it, because at the end of the day, it's really just a gamble, right? So I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts on the upcoming election and just kind of let y'all know that, you know, it doesn't really matter who wins in regards to precious metals. I'm not talking about any actual politics. All that matters is that you are protecting yourself in case something does happen, and it can happen on either side. So those are my thoughts for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, we will see ya.